Last night's defeat to Newcastle was a tough pill to swallow. With a 2-0 loss at the Emirates, Arsenal's path now to the EFL Cup final, well, it looks uncertain to say the least. We now have to go to St James's Park to play an informed team in Newcastle, and we have to beat them by 2 or more goals, and maybe even go for penalty shootouts. And this is coming in a season where we desperately, and I mean desperately, need trophies. As you guys may know, I'm a huge Arteta fan. I love Arteta. I think what he's done for Arsenal from the time that he came in to where he's taken us now, it has been outstanding work for him. And honestly, I would love to see him take us to go win a Champions League one day, win a Premier League. And I thought this season we could do one of them. I really did. But as of right now, it's looking so far out of reach. Even a small cup like the EFL Cup is looking so far out of reach. But is our season truly over? Or is there hope for a comeback? Do we still have the Champions League? Do we still have the Premier League? Do we still have the EFL Cup and the FA Cup? Are they all still very winnable? Now, let's talk about this game against Newcastle. Honestly, it wasn't a bad performance. Now, was it a great performance? I thought we were lackadaisical defensively, and offensively, I mean, just a nightmare with how we shot. But it wasn't a bad performance. Now, Isak's goal, we shouldn't have allowed it. And Gordon's goal, Timber should have done better there. Shouldn't have allowed that. Both those goals were very avoidable. To Isak's credit, I think it was a great finish, but both those goals were very avoidable. And you look at the key most opportunities from our point of view. Havertz, I mean, I don't even know how many key opportunities he missed, but the one that comes to mind is the header that hits his shoulder. I mean, listen, I'm a Havertz fan. I think Havertz is a good player for us. He brings a lot to us that a lot of other strikers can't bring to us. But that right there is why people are claiming that we need ourselves a poacher, need ourselves a world-class number 9, like a Victor Yorkadish, like an Alexander Isak, because of that opportunity right there. How do you allow the ball coming down in slow motion to hit your shoulder, mistime the header, and essentially just kill an open opportunity? All Havertz really had to do there was put the ball on target with any sort of pace, and Dubravka wouldn't have made the save. But no, Havertz misses, hits on his shoulder, and before that, before there's even any goals, Martinelli goes in one-on-one with Dubravka and he hits the post. That's a little bit unlucky. I thought Martinelli did pretty well in that opportunity, but we just missed so many clear-cut opportunities. I mean, you look at it, we had 70% of possession, 70% of possession against a good team, an informed team in Newcastle. We had 70% of possession. We took 23 shots, yet we had only 3 shots on target. We had 6 big chances. 6 big chances. Our XG from the game was 3.09, meaning that we should have had at least 3 goals. That would have given us a 3-2 win, but even then we still couldn't even score 1 goal, and that's at home in the EFL Cup semi-final. Now we are expected to go away in St James's Park and bring back this deficit. Honestly, as much as I love Arsenal, I hate being a negative fan, but I just don't see that happening. I don't see how we do that. Not with the way we're playing. We look at the Brighton game as well. That was not good enough as well. In the final third, we haven't been good enough. Defensively, we haven't been good enough. Especially defensively this season compared to last, we haven't been nowhere near good enough. So I'm sure you guys can see why I'm so pessimistic about the second leg, because I just don't see how we pull it back. With no Bukayo Saka, Ethan Nwaneri played really well against Brighton, but now he's injured. I mean, between all the injuries in the squad, so a lot of the players right now just not living up to their potential. It's really getting annoying, and we're getting to the point where I don't really know what more we can do right now other than go spend a lot of money in the January transfer window. And as we know, Arsenal don't like doing that in January. I mean, most clubs don't like spending money in January, and I completely understand why. But we're in the position now we kind of have to come up with a solution. It's getting very worrying. We can't keep relying on lucky goals or good performances, but we only created 1 opportunity really, and we scored that goal. We can't keep relying on that. We've almost basically let the Premier League completely slip out of our hands in a season that the Premier League is very winnable. Yes, Liverpool's a good team, but they're a team that I believe if you keep enough pressure on them, they could slip up towards the end of the season. Man City finally slip up, but yet we slip up as well. The Champions League, okay, we've done our part there. But the EFL Cup, we have a good opportunity right now to go get ourselves a trophy. Arteta has only won the FA Cup while in charge at Arsenal. I'm not counting the Community Shields. He has only won the FA Cup while in charge at Arsenal. The EFL Cup, although it's not an amazing trophy, at least would have given us some sort of hope because we could actually get some silverware. Now, essentially, the only silverware we can realistically hope for is maybe a good FA Cup run. We can go get the FA Cup. Maybe if everything works our favor, we can go get the Champions League, although that's way out of reach right now. The Premier League doesn't look likely. The EFL Cup doesn't look likely, and we need to win a trophy this season. I said that at the beginning of the season, that if Arteta doesn't win a trophy this season, questions need to be asked. And I'm a huge Arteta fan. I love what he's done, but if he doesn't win a trophy this season, questions need to be asked. We need to go to St James's Park and win the second leg. If we can, I don't know though.